Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Dracula's Daughter from 1936. Dracula's Daughter is a sequel to the first Dracula from 1931 from Bela Lugosi. After the success of Universal Monsters, Universal was making sequels to the monsters. A year before, they did The Bride of Frankenstein, which is a huge financial box office success. And it was considered one of the best movie sequels of all time, which was very rare for that time period, where the sequel topped the first movie. And after the success of The Bride of Frankenstein, they made Dracula's Daughter a year later. Before I delve into my own personal opinion about the movie, here's my, once again, DVD set of the Dracula collection. This was the first time I saw Dracula's Daughter, even heard about the movie, was from this Universal Monster DVD set. I don't own it on like a single standalone DVD or Blu-ray, but here it is on the Blu-ray collection from Universal's Dracula. Dracula's Daughter was directed by Hilbert Hayer. The film stars Otto Kruger, Gloria Holden, and Margaret Churchill. The film was released on May 11, 1936. It was based on a short story, Dracula's Guest. Dracula's Daughter picks up from the first movie where it left off, where we see Professor Van Helsing staking Dracula to death. He's arrested by the police because the police do not believe him that Dracula was a vampire. Dracula's daughter, Countess Zaleska, wants to be cured and free of her vampire curse, but unfortunately it fails, and she struggles with it because of her desires, and she seeks help from psychiatrist Dr. Garth to make him one of the dead. I remember when I first saw this as a kid, it kind of upset me that Bela Lugosi was not in this movie. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate this film a little bit more, showing how, like, even with not having Dracula in this film, you can still make a good vampire film with not having Dracula and get away with it with the title. It still captures the same atmosphere as the first movie in a good way. It's also an example of the studios taking a risk of using the title Dracula, but with Dracula not in the movie. Even though Bela Lugosi does not play Dracula in this film, you sort of see a dummy that sort of looks like Bela Lugosi. But the dummy really looks nothing like Bela Lugosi. Because originally, Bela Lugosi was supposed to be in this film, but because of creative differences and rewrites, he turned down the film, and yet he still got paid for the part, despite not being in the film at all. This movie may not be the best sequel like The Bride of Frankenstein. It's still a very good, solid follow-up to the first movie. And it's the only Dracula film with continuity in it, unlike the rest of the Dracula films of the Universal Monster series, where the continuity was way off. Gloria Holden, who plays Countess Zaleska, Dracula's daughter, unlike her father, who loved being a blood-sucking vampire, she wants to be cured of her vampire curse. And just like Bela Lugosi, Countess Zaleska is very hypnotic and seductive like Lugosi's Dracula. Before I dive into Gloria Holden's personal story about this movie, for those of you who watch The Walking Dead, Gloria Holden is the granddaughter of Gloria Holden. Despite Gloria Holden playing Dracula's daughter, in real life she hated the role. She didn't want to do the role at first because she was worried about being typecast the same way Bela Lugosi was. For someone who hated the role, she did really a great job in this movie. And also, she hated horror movies. Countess Zaleska is the first lesbian vampire, but you can make the argument that she's bisexual, because she wants to make Dr. Garth into a vampire. But the part when she burns her father, she says, "Free to be with a woman." That basically means and sums up that she's a lesbian. First time I saw this movie in 2005, when I was 12 years old. It's shocked for me to see a lesbian scene in a horror movie back from the 1930s, but for a 30s film in general. It was also the first time I learned what a lesbian was at that time. I was only familiar with the term gay for gay men, not knowing that there was a gay term for women. The lesbian scene was very uncomfortable and very erotic. It was very awkward and suspenseful. how this poor innocent woman was one of Countess Zaleska's victims for no particular reason. Even as an adult watching this movie to this day, it still like amazes and shocks me to see this scene. Even though I've seen the film so many times, but even as I get older, it still like blows my mind away to see this in a 30s movie. Edward von Sloan, who played Van Helsing in the first film, is the only actor to reprise his role from the first film and the only recurring character from the first movie. In the first movie, his dialogue was slow paced. In this movie, he's calm and collected. The one character that steals the show in this movie is Xandor, played by Irving Pitchell. He's one of the best minor characters in a Universal Monsters movie. He wears black, walking around like a mortician. He's one of the reasons why Countess Zaleska has a hard time resisting wanting to give up her vampirism. In the piano scene, it's an example of showing how he wants her power and he wants to be a vampire just like her. The character Dr. Garth, played by Otto Kruger, is such a jerk. He's very neglectful to his girlfriend, but once she's kidnapped by Countess Zaleska, he does really care about her, and it shows how much that she really means to him. And just like The Bride of Frankenstein, it has dark humorous moments, but a little bit stupid at times. This is probably one of the most original vampire Dracula films ever. So that was my review of Dracula's Daughter. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for next time for Son of Dracula. See you next time. Bye.